afternoon, good morning, good evening, anywhere you are joining from any part of Africa. Welcome to Gopshop webinar, festive season webinar, and we are super happy to have you join us this afternoon. My name is Olanrewaju Olokunde, and just to mention again that we are super excited that you are joining us on this webinar today. This is the festive season webinar, and this is exclusively for the African region, right? And we'll be looking at a very important subject, bringing your customers closer. Just to mention that we have two powerful speakers with us this afternoon. Idowu Adetule. Idowu Adetule is the head of sales for Gopshop Nigeria. And then also we have Chidiso Chwaidi, who is the e-business category lead at Nestle. My name is Olanrewaju Olokunde, and then I'm responsible for enterprise sales as well in Nigeria. Once again, we are super excited. And one thing we can promise you is that you are going to get value for your time this afternoon. We'll make it very brief, we'll make it very actionable, and we also make it very pragmatic. Practical insights that we'll be sharing this afternoon on how you can leverage messaging, right, to win in this festive period. Without wasting much time, I'll just share with you, just a minute. I'll share with you, run you through the agenda for the webinar. My goal is very simple. My goal is basically to help you understand the business landscape in Nigeria, in Africa, Kenya, South Africa, and even every other part of African countries. And then I'm going to introduce to you Idowu. Idowu will be helping us unpack the messaging strategies for festive season, right? He will also be sharing with us case studies and success stories, some certain things we have done for our existing clients, practical insights you can glean from such projects. And then we also have our client from Nestle who will be running us through the success story, after which we have the Q&A session and then wrap up with closing remarks. Let me mention to you here that at Gopshop, right, one of the things we do is to ensure that, your customers can meet you, businesses and brands can meet customers where they are, right? We ensure that, there is a, structured, personalized, unique experiences that you are giving your customers. And then we pride ourselves in the fact that we are #1 conversational engagement platform globally for marketing, commerce, and support. We are #1. Also to mention that we are #1 Meta business partner, and to mention to you that every month we process over 10 billion messages every month. And this number is growing exponentially. Every month we process 10 billion messages per month, and over 45,000 brands across 60 countries trust us, right? Trust us. We provided messaging platform for over 45,000 customers globally, and that number as well is increasing. Also, we pride ourselves in the fact that 6 out of 10 B2C chats, business to customer consumer chats, are powered on our platform. So I want to assure you that you are in the right place, and we will ensure that you get value for your time. Just to mention some of our brands, brands that trust us, especially in Africa, we have the likes of Nestle, we have the likes of ClickerFix, Cratesel, Netflix, Flutterwave, Kilimanjaro, BuyPower, Himalaya, Unilever, and many other ones that we can't even capture here. So you are in the right place, and I'm so certain that at the end of this webinar, you would leave with practical insights on how you can leverage messaging to actually, generate more revenue, address all your pain points, and win in your market. Now, moving on. So it's important I mention here that messaging is key to digitization. Now, there has been a lot of conversations around digital transformation, especially in Africa. Let me mention that Africa is a mobile-first market. And if we are going to experience digital transformation in Africa, one of the ways, especially in recent time, is to leverage messaging, right? You would agree with me that, between 1995 to 2015, it was an era of websites. businesses that want to thrive, forward-looking businesses, invested so much in websites because of the internet, right? Especially in Africa. So businesses are investing in websites, but an era came where that was not enough. And then we move into the messaging era because of the fact that it was now a mobile-first market. But, in recent years, like 2020 thereabouts, it's beyond messaging. It's now about creating conversational experiences for your customers. And that is why we're having this conversation. How can you leverage messaging? How can you leverage conversation to ensure that all your pain points are addressed? Not only your pain points are being addressed, to also ensure that you achieve your business goals, you achieve your revenue goals. And these are the conversations that we'll be having in the next few minutes. It's important to note that businesses want to meet customers where they are. And that is the era that we are in currently. Businesses want to meet customers where they are. And not only that, customers want businesses to meet them where they are. That is the generation we are in. It's very interesting that we are in that generation. So we have the baby boomers, we have the Gen Zs, we have the millennials, we have the zillennials, as the case is. But all customers, especially in this era, they want businesses to meet them where they are. And in the early 90s, when you want to engage with any brand, it's a more of a face-to-face conversation. You would need to go to the office and have a face-to-face conversation with them. But an era came where it was more about sending emails, making phone conversation. And that era was good. It achieved what it needed to achieve at that era. But that was not enough. Another generation came. They came with the internet, right? The millennials. And then website became a thing, especially in Africa. Every forward-looking organization started to create websites. If you are not serious with your business, that's when you don't have a website. Everyone had a website, right? And then this also achieved its own goal at that particular point in time. But a time came where website was not enough. If you want to win, if you want to thrive in your market, website was not enough. And then, smartphone became smarter in the sense that, we can now download apps, mobile apps on our phone. And the interesting thing is that all businesses jump on this as well. You started creating banks, insurance, asset managers, pension funds, retail, e-coms, FMCGs, all business market verticals started creating mobile apps on the phone because it is easier for customers to access their mobile phones and interact and engage. But that was not enough. It was enough for that era. But because we have a generation that is very upwardly mobile, it was not enough again. Then we move into the era of messaging. Customers want to interact in a personalized, in a unique way, especially in this era. And that's why every organization, every brand that want to thrive, that want to win, must learn how to leverage messaging. And that's why we're having this conversation, so that we can show you practical ways and practical insights to leverage messaging. Now, we have over 2 billion WhatsApp users globally. Is that not interesting? 2 billion WhatsApp users, 1.3 Instagram users, and that number is growing every day. In Africa alone, we have over 400 million WhatsApp users. That is a big market for any business leader in retail, in FMCGs that want to thrive. You need to leverage on this. This is huge. This is a huge, opportunity, and messaging is the way you can actually thrive. Now, let me just show you, a very interesting figure. We have, in Nigeria, like over 95% of Nigerians, using WhatsApp. South Africa, you can see the percentage, 94%, 89% in Kenya, 83% in Ghana. So this shows us that, if any business wants to thrive and you want to meet your customers where they are, this is the perfect time to start leveraging messaging. I must mention here as well that because we have over 400 million, and like I said, the number is growing exponentially every day, WhatsApp users in Africa, this opens you up to opportunities. There are many opportunities for businesses in Africa. Number one, you can adapt marketing, commerce, and support strategy right? To ensure that, you have a conversational experiences with your customer. Number two is that you can also build journeys, seamless journeys and discovery on messaging platforms. I must mention here that, for example, if you want to invest in websites, you will need to maybe buy cloud storage, you need to buy some server, or maybe you want to invest in your agents. Some companies have maybe 200, 1,000 agents, customer agents. You, as they grow in number, you need to increase your storage, you need to increase your server. But it is not so with messaging. Messaging has, the cost of acquisition is extremely low compared to what we've experienced in previous times, right? And then you can also maximize customer lifetime value. What does that mean, right? As you are engaging your customers, you can ensure that you upsell to them. You can ensure that, through all their journey, when they are buying, when they are making transaction, after they have made transaction, you can ensure that communication is intact. And finally,
waiting for connection.
Is that you don't need to download, your customers
Connection is okay.
Your customers does not need to download any app, right? You are meeting them where they are. Let's move on a bit, right? To note that, your current channels, maybe you are currently leveraging social media, emails, SMS, telecalling, they are very good. We are not trying to downplay what you currently have, but we are just trying to show you the limitation of your existing channel. For example, if you just leverage social media ads alone, good, fantastic. But do you know that social media ads do not deliver to your user inbox? They just see it. Most times they don't even take, there's no call to action. They don't take any action, right? If you leverage email, and email is good, organizations are leveraging emails. But let me mention that emails have low delivery rates and even very low open rates, right? SMS is also good, it's very direct, but to note that it lacks richness and interactivity. Like you can't, customers cannot interact with SMS. Same thing with telecalling, right? So, but what we are presenting to you, for example, WhatsApp is a two-way conversational platform. Your customers can interact with you. You can send messages to your customers. Your customer can send messages to you, and they can complete a transaction on WhatsApp, for example. It can also help your customer clarify doubt and get instant response. Let me mention that customers, especially in Africa, they want to engage their brands and get real-time response. Gone are the days where you have to wait 24 hours or 12 hours before you get response from any brand. We have a generation right now that wants instant response, and WhatsApp give you that opportunity. 18%, you can be sure that 80% of the time your customers are reading your messages. And that is, compared to emails, compared to SMS, we can't guarantee that for emails and SMS, right? And also, it also supports images, voice memos, videos, PDFs. It will be talking so much about this, as we proceed. Now, let me mention that there are various conversational journeys that every brand can build. And this is where it gets very interesting. There are different conversational journeys that every brand can build. I'm sure on this call this afternoon, we have business leaders, from e-coms, from retails, from FMCGs, from fintechs, from financial services. And there are various pain points that you are currently addressing. I want you to pay attention here. There are various pain points you are currently addressing. For some business leaders on this call, your current pain point may be around lead generation. You want to generate more leads. Let's assume that you've set a record of generating 100,000 leads or 1 million leads in the next 1 month. That is your pain point. That is what you are thinking about. For some, you have 1 million, 3 million customers onboarded, but there are no transactions. Your mobile app, you have everything, you have a lot of customers, but they are not engaging, they are not making transactions. And that is your current pain point. Or for some business leaders on this call, you have, customers making transactions. But when it comes to support, when it comes to assisting them, when it comes to inquiries, you are worried because you are getting complaints every day, and your customer agent cannot help your customers address those complaints. Now, no matter your pain points, be rest assured that we are ready to help you build conversational journey that will address any of your pain points. So there are touch point for us to address all your pain points. Number one is conversational marketing, and number two is conversational commerce. Number three is conversational support. I'm going to say that again: conversational marketing, conversational commerce, and conversational support. So if your pain point is acquiring more customers, you want to generate more leads, you want engagement, you want leads to engage with your brand, right? We help you address that. 3 ways: click to chat ads, personalized marketing campaigns, promotion and engagement. And this is what we give to you. Like I said, Ido will be unpacking some of these things to us as he'll be taking over from me very shortly. Now, the second thing is conversational commerce. We don't only create buzz, we don't only create customer acquisition. We want you to get return on investment on all your marketing spend. That means that we'll help you create, and 3 ways we also do that is catalogs and payments, abandoned cart recovery, assisted selling. So we ensure that you are making sales every day, leveraging our messaging platform. It's one thing to have customers, it's another thing to generate revenue. So we don't just want you to acquire customers, we also want you to generate revenue consistently so that you can achieve your revenue goal. And I know that a lot of business leaders on this call, maybe most, are also having challenges with customer support. Some people, when you're having challenges with customer support, the traditional way to address that is to get more customer agents. Let's assume that by June this year, you have 200 customer agents. You'll be thinking of, oh, how can we make it 500 customer agents to address our customer complaints, right? And with that, you pay more salary. With that approach, traditional approach, you get more storage and cloud server. With that traditional approach, you get more managers to manage them, and it becomes complicated. Why not try conversational support, right? And there are 3 ways we do that as well. Number one, self-service customer request, agent assist, multilingual voice, and high VR. So these are some of the things we would help you achieve, at the end of the day, help you address your, pain points around marketing, pain point around commerce, and pain points around support. As I begin to wrap up, before I hand over to Ido, we've done this, especially as we approach the festive period. Now, look at this customer, for example, Furniture World, right? We can help you in creating a conversational marketing messages, right? Customers will come to you, how can we be of help? And then you start to engage the customer, right? Get their information. And then you also ensure that they make transaction. They can make a transaction in different currencies, right? And ensure that, we connect with the payment gateways and payment is made seamlessly. And if there are challenges after payment has been made, right? Conversational support now comes in. So everything around prepaid, purchase, and then post-purchase, pre-purchase, purchase, and post-purchase, we address that, with our journey, conversational journey. Now, I think this is the last slide. This is a very important time for any forward-looking brand. I'm going to say that again. This is a very important time for any forward-looking organizations, any organization that want to win, that want to play, and that want to thrive must learn how to leverage the festive season. Festive season is a very interesting time, especially in Africa. If you have studied the customer needs, preferences, and emotion, you would agree with me that a lot of Africans, and I think this is even very global, spend a lot of money during festive period. Christmas is coming, New Year is coming, people are going to their various villages, people are buying things for people. So customers are excited, and excited consumers start searching 4 weeks ahead of any big festive moment, right? People are thinking, what can we buy for our house? What can we buy, for as a gift to someone? They are thinking right now. And this is where to think and to say, how can we leverage messaging to reach our customers? How can we leverage messaging to reach our customers? These are the time where, we are, like I've mentioned, festive celebration here and there, holiday gifting. People want to give gifts, especially in Africa. Africa is big on gifts, right? Customers are looking for deals and discounts. Customers are looking for, various things they are looking for right now. And I'm just setting the tone for this conversation. It will be showing us how you can leverage messaging, some case studies, some success stories, so that you can see that this is the best time, to prepare. You don't need to wait for November. You don't need to wait for December. This is the time to learn how you can leverage messaging to scale. I'm sure that I'll invite Idowu to take it off from here by sharing.
Thank you for the beautiful introduction. I will tell you that I'm so excited about the conversation already, because you set the pace to a standard, and it's so interesting to see how far we've gone. So for us over the years as GapShop, we've worked and done a lot of work around conversational AI, building different journeys, supporting businesses globally. And I can tell you for a fact that apart from the 10 billion messages that was shown that we send every month, I can tell you that we do more than that. Just that, data is growing, like Larry said. And for a fact, again, it's interesting to know that most of the big brands that are global here, that also global in Africa, that working around African markets, are using us for the services and also engaging the platforms to go further in their business. So I'm just going to run you through a few of those channels, or should I call it use cases, and also ways that you can use the channel to achieve more. We understand over the years that a lot of businesses are going through spending a lot of money on marketing. Like, you do those campaign on social media, you do it on Facebook, you do it on Instagram. Two things are missing here. When you run those campaign, Larry, to the next slide. When you run those campaign and you spend those money there, and number one thing I expected is that you expect the business to generate new data of customer, database of customers. Sometimes we get integrated directly to the customers, to your application. And another time you probably just want to pick the data and engage them. Now we're bringing you a channel that allow you to do all of that. Number one, when you run those campaigns on social media, for instance, you have an automatically collect the data of the customers that are seeing it. So let's say, for instance, there's a campaign run on Christmas, 60% or 40% discount on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, and I click on it, and someone saw it on Facebook and click on it. Immediately, the system redirect the person to your WhatsApp platform. So two things happen there. You get the data of the customer, you get their location if you want, then engagement happens. So let's say for you want them to buy pizza, or you want them to buy food, you want them to do any of those activities that you already programmed for the campaign. So this can be done immediately. So as the customer is clicking on it, number one, they already indicated interest in it. From there, you can as well pick those information and allow the customer service team to use them further to reach out to them in case they didn't complete the transaction. So now you are getting new lead. You are getting to automate the flow. So now I click on it, I want a box of pizza. And from there, they ask you, can you pick your preference? And it shows me some automated services as mentioned earlier by Larry. Then from there, I pick that I want chicken supreme, I want this, I want that. Then I go to the catalog, I make payments, I got my order immediately. That automates the flow. And then also you can have all the products showcased directly there. So there's no need for them going to the website. There's no need for them going to leaving the platform to now start picking the orders and all that. The order is directly on their face. So that is what we're bringing to you. And with that, we understand that now there's a lot of queue in stores. We're having a lot of queues in stores. It's beginning to grow because of the festive. And I can tell you that in Africa, in Nigeria, in Kenya, in Ghana, in almost all the part of Africa, the festive period is a time that people they've saved a lot of money from January till date, and it's time to spend it. They want to relax, they want to be on holiday mode. And from next month, most of other companies already putting things together to be that, okay, we are starting a holiday. Then you see in Lagos, you start to see decoration from 1st of November. It's bringing everybody in the mood for Christmas. Then now it's time for us to position our products and make sure that our products are available on the channel that the customer needs to see them. They all follow us on social media. I'm sure some brands have about 1 million followers on Facebook, have about 10 million followers on Instagram. So all those data that you have currently can be converted to business. if you utilize this platform very well. And this is what we're bringing to the table. So now we talked about customer acquisition done directly and automatically, easily, without you worrying. Then now I'm talking about getting new users to come on board. Now, we've talked, the product I mentioned earlier is just using the click to WhatsApp to get customers in, and also using QBM to prove the products in their faces. Now we're talking about getting new customers now to take action. Let's say, for instance, I'm not going to mention the cars because everybody knows that currently all those things are on the high side. Let's talk about food and jewelry. So there's a lot of shows already arranged around Africa. I've seen some shows in South Africa, in Ghana, in Lagos. Everywhere is filled with so much activity. Now it's time for every of these organizers, every of these businesses, discounts that you've already proposed to have 40% discount in Christmas, 30% discount in January. This is time for you to put it in the face of the customers, the channel they have. Traditionally, when everybody wake up in the morning, when most people wake up in the morning, even before saying their prayers, they check their phone. And they are no longer, in the past, we look at emails, or probably we check if we have text messages. Right now, I'm talking from a user's perspective. The first thing we do now is we look at, do I have a WhatsApp message? Do I have a WhatsApp message there? And how can I proceed with it? Maybe there's an information that's been shared, or there is something else. So now we're looking at it that now we can send personalized messages to each customer on their bed, and at the time they are waking up, and at the time they need to see it. Traditionally, as we're speaking now, I can tell you for a fact that some people are using their phone to check if they have messages coming in, or probably have it somewhere on their screen, looking at it if their messages are coming in. So that is why we need to bring the product to that place that we're residing. Waiting at the airport for tickets, for your flight to take off, you are pressing your phone. Even at the point of interview, you are still pressing your phone to know what is happening. So now it's time for us to use those channels, put the product to them, send it like a SMS. Larry showed something earlier about the traditional behavior of customers while using SMS. This is practically true. When you get SMS today, if it's not from your bank, most people will delete it immediately because they see it as you disturbing me. But on WhatsApp, we've already created something that is very unique and very, very actionable. Like I call it actionable campaigns. Now we send the campaign out, everybody sees it on their WhatsApp, and the next thing you are putting actions, I confirm your interest, order now, and all those things are done directly from there. The acquisition is happening, you are getting their data, and as well as the same time, money is growing for the business. Larry, to the next slide. So now for those ones that for some of us that probably you saw interesting thing on social media, you click on it, but you didn't complete it because for some reasons. Now we're creating this platform for you to send them reminders. Someone order pizza, like he ordered like 10,000 naira pizza if it's in Nigeria, or 10,000 Ghana cities in Ghana, and he left it unattended to, or unable to pay, maybe internet bridges or anything. But now we're creating this platform to remind them. We're going to tell them, drop a message for them. Oh, we got a summary of what you want, and this is the total. This is the link to pay. Then they pay immediately, get started, or you pay directly there. So when they do that, then those carts that they abandoned are being cleared. Then also we're sending, we can send reminders. You can now send reminders to customers to let them know that, okay, tomorrow is Black Friday is coming, and we're doing 50% on all digital gadgets, like phones, like iWatch, all of those things are going to be available at 40% discount. So now, and you can also make it available that from the message you're sending, they are buying immediately. From the sample we're showing online, you can see this, one of the brands are selling musical instruments, speakers, and they're asking people to get started. So getting started, you click on it, then the engagement starts. So now we're talking about when you're launching new products, So festive period is coming. I remember a couple of brands already positioned few things down to be launched in December because there's a lot of footfall at their store. Now, footfall is good that people go to the store to buy stuff, but the queue became too long. Rather than you employing more staff in December, that you eventually get to spend more money than what you spend at the beginning of the year, you can actually make more money by automating some of the processes. Now, what we're pushing out, or what we want you to consider right now, is automating some of these services with this channel. For instance, what we have on the screen is talking about cosmetics material that tells you things you need to buy and all the new launch products, sending alert notifications about new brands and all that. This happens here. This happens on this channel that they don't need to go anywhere. When there are discounts on the particular products, you can put all the products together. Maybe it's perfumes, maybe it's airline tickets, travel tickets, put all of those things together and ask people to get the discounts immediately. When you are doing end of the year sales, at the end of, towards the end of December, you want to let go of some item in the store, and you can put them together online, send it to the customer, put a link there, and allow people to just buy from there. So that is what we're bringing, and this channel solves that directly for you. Okay, so here is basically talking about actionable campaigns. Now you run the campaign on social media, you are as well doing it on WhatsApp. You can get people to start using the service immediately without need to download, no need for new app, no need for anything. And the customer journey is very seamless. At the end of it, you can take survey. You can take survey to improve on the products. Products that you have that you want to know the age of student, age of people that are actually buying pizza. What do they prefer? So you can run a small survey to everybody this period, so you can know what to focus or which area to do more to increase your productivity. Even if he's talking about taste and all, you can as well put that on the table and put it to their face on WhatsApp. Next slide. Okay, now we're talking about driving then. Okay, so we're not traditionally telling you that people should not come to store. We can as well use this platform to get people to come to store actually, because not every businesses have e-commerce platform that people can buy everything. Not every businesses have a catalog where people can fetch and buy the product directly. So you can also run some campaigns, some ads on WhatsApp, get people to get their address, share their location, or view the stuff that you have around them. And with that, they can visit, make their orders and make purchase. So let's talk about the use cases, Larry. So for success stories, over the years, we've supported lot of brands, and many of them have given us testimonies of how the outcome has been. I know it's a notable electronics company, and they sign up on the service, and over time, within the first month of launching the service, they are saying that they got more than 1.6% increase on signups using WhatsApp. And new businesses, new sales, new leads generated more than 30,000 new users came on their leads, and revenue that was captured through those new platforms is something very huge to them. So if you look at the screen, it's showing you how their interface look and how the people make the order from start to finish. So these are practically what our partner from Nestle will also be sharing, because Nestle has a live testimony to give to us, because we deployed the service recently, and some of their brand went up, the profit on it, the sign-ups, the new opportunity coming there was so huge, and they recorded very successful campaign at every point. Larry, next one. Then we all know about Tata, and Tata they are also in Nigeria here, but this we're capturing them. This is the activity they did in one of our countries where we operate. Is an online retail point where people buy. So from here you can see they recorded more than 100% of whatever they are doing. Then they did 10x in terms of revenue and the growth as well. So these are platforms that with this you can know how successful the usage of this platform is. Larry, next slide. So Next slide. So go to Maggie, this same, almost sharing the same thing. Yeah. Next one. So now I want to close this and hand over to our partner from Nestle, because we did this campaign for them during Ramadan. And I can tell you for a fact, this recorded huge success, not in terms of conversations only, but in terms of activity and engagement that happened. They were able to fetch data, they were able to get new people, give feedback, get new activity, get new engagement happen on the platform. And this also helped the business to do more than that. So right now hand over to my partner to proceed with the success story on their side, and then we can proceed. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Idowu, for that.
Okay, so I think why series of setup, we have a question from Olukayode. So it's asking, how can we support, how does your application help startup ops? So basically we have a program called the Independent Software Vendors, because we know there are a couple of startups are coming into business and coming into play. So this gives them opportunity to adopt the product as JS. You can put it on your website as your product. You can put it on all channels. You can sell to your clients as it. So we work directly with you as your technical partner. So we're going to be on every of the sections, guide you through the process, and also make the API in case you want to build all the channels. This is available, and I think with that you can be a part of it. Then don't worry, we're going to do contracts. We have the program well planned out, and the structure is very flexible as well.
My name is Tidi Setswadi. I work for Nestle South Africa. I'm a digital manager for nutrition. We work with brands named Nido, Lactokid, Nankid, and infant cereals, Nestum and Cerelac. I've been working with Mark for the past year and a half, and we've done some great work. I'm here to just let you know how Nestle leveraged the WhatsApp chatbot platform as a new innovative tool that we introduced to our digital strategy last year, and show you the results. Next steps. So at Nestle, we working with infant formulas and baby cereals. We have a very niche target market, and by that I mean that we deal with mothers. So with that being said, mothers are very people who are prone to find information and search about the well-being of their babies, health, and to find out how what products will suit best their babies. This is infants and toddlers. So we've discovered that with the search rate being high, it was now time to up our first-party data. With that, we have an acquisition strategy. And by that, with acquisition is that we acquire mothers, and then we remarket our products to them, new products, and any new development from Nestle. So with that being said, we had a first-party data strategy, which was to collect mothers' registrations on Facebook and through our website. We deployed a few campaigns which weren't very solid in terms of conversion rates. We weren't getting high conversion leads, and the leads were a bit too costly. Then we were introduced to Mark and the GovShop team, which introduced us to this WhatsApp chatbot, which is sort of like the new way of marketing. With Nestle spending over 70% of its budget on Facebook, we figured that this would be a proper channel for us to invest in, knowing the relationship between WhatsApp and Meta's acquisition process. So with that being said, I will show you what we did to change our whole strategy and to acquire data with full opt-ins, at the same time getting engagement and making sure that we kept mothers attached to our site, decreasing the bounce rate. So as I said, the challenge was getting too little leads at a very high cost. So when we introduced to the WhatsApp system, we onboarded the bot to integrate with our website and with our Facebook page. This included just making sure that our privacy impact assessment was correct and that we had a proper strategy to align in terms of what we wanted to do. So our main issue was that every time we wanted to acquire data or registrations, we would have to do a competition or incentivize. If you think about that, we were losing because it would cost us around 120 Rand to acquire a B2C contact, which is the mothers. With that being said, the way we were currently acquiring data was not effective. It was extremely high from a cost perspective. And then when we were introduced to WhatsApp, we realized that we literally getting our return on advertising spend, seeing who engages with us. And with that being said, we launched a campaign to acquire mothers without giving out any prizes or incentives. But what we did was we asked them to download a recipe booklet. This was a needle recipe booklet that shows mothers other fun things you can do with our products without necessarily having to feed your baby milk all the time. Well, I'm glad to say that after we deployed the back end stuff and the technical office, we were ready to campaign. So with this already being set up in the back end and integrated with our websites and our Facebook page, it was now time to structure the campaign. So with the objective of the campaign being to acquire, we also had to do a media plan in terms of how are we going to advertise to get massive reach for people to know that we have this platform, and also just increase the awareness. So with that being said, I mentioned that our biggest investment is on Facebook. So we had to introduce a few media channels that we deemed our consumers frequent a lot. So what you're seeing right now on screen is our slides of a Facebook carousel and a programmatic banner right at the end. So the messaging was pretty simple from a copywriting perspective. We basically asked mom or announced that dear mom and dad, Nestle Baby and Me, which is the brand that I manage for nutrition, is now live on WhatsApp. And then the third slide shows that we asked them to just send a simple text to the bot. And then once they did that, they engaged. So with that being said, as you can see on this at the bottom here, that they had a chance to download a recipe booklet. And I'm glad to say that this media's reach was pretty extensive because last year alone, we collected around 4,000 plus registrations from Facebook organically. And then within the launch of this campaign for 1 month in April, we are already sitting on 1,000. So this is just how we looked the live ad on Facebook that was pushing the promotion. It's a carousel Facebook ad. As you can see, just from an organic perspective, we already had 1.7 likes and 48 comments and 15 shares. This is very unique for us because our organic content does not perform as well on Facebook based on algorithm that they favor paid media more. So with this ad being out, we managed to get over 1,000 registrations within the month of April. And as the campaign went on, we made sure that we kept it live for at least 3 months. And I'm going to just show you the results on the next slide. So what you're currently seeing right now is our mobile dashboard that where we get all the opt-ins and where our data sits. This is the GovShop data that the Facebook campaign acquired. And as from September, we're already acquired over 4,001 contacts. This is full opt-ins. And with this, they downloaded over 3,036 booklets, which was a success. This was a pilot campaign, but just based on these results, we realized the benefits of pushing the Facebook bot and understanding how us as nutrition, because we are limited in terms of what we can say in marketing, due to compliance and regulation issues, we have to be pro breastfeeding. So just understanding that our whole strategy is 70% mobile, we managed to crack our annual target within a period of 4 months with 50% of the investment. So this channel is very beneficial from if you want maximum reach. Also understanding how big WhatsApp is in South Africa. 90% of the population uses this as their main messaging app. And also understanding how big, Android and Apple is in South Africa. We figure that, this is the way we will be acquiring data onwards as a priority channel, because we've seen the return on investment, and we've also seen that just based on how quick it is, how mobile penetration has such a high reach that people actually do engage, because it is an engaging platform. It's not as if you are just alone on the website by yourself. You have automation and AI, responses and things like that. So with that being said, this campaign was a great success for Nestle Nutrition, and we will be now implementing it for other Nestle brands, along as Nido for nutrition. And any questions available from the team would be appreciated. But overall, I'd like to just say that with the future of marketing at the moment and how data is progressing, if you're not investing in WhatsApp chatbots and understanding how beneficial it'll be for your brand, you are really missing out, because next phase is going to be trialing out the sales conversion aspect of it, because there are push notifications that are available to inform our consumers about sales. And we'll also be running our CRM program, customer relationship management program, with WhatsApp being the priority channel. Thank you very much.
Hi, Chidiso. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. Okay, we have a question for Shreya Sharma. And the question is, what factors should we consider in WhatsApp marketing? I know this is a very generic question, but I know that you will be able to answer this question. So what factors should we consider in WhatsApp marketing?
Just like Larry mentioned, actually, WhatsApp marketing is a very huge opportunity for businesses to use, because like you can see in the presentation that we've shown, we can have your click to WhatsApp directly from social media campaign that you are doing. When you run those campaign on there, and you can as well get to click there and get your first-hand leads, get the opportunity to get conversion, new business from there. So that is one. Then when you run the campaign directly to the user, one-on-one with all customers, like you run campaign to my WhatsApp number and I see it. So it's also one of those things. Then one of the key factors that you need to consider is, number one, Shama, please feel free to correct if we get the question, if your response is right or wrong, or if your expectation is not met. Feel free to maybe ask more questions. So the idea is that when you run the campaign on social media, it's very precise and direct that you get the leads you need based on the target reason for the campaign. So those are one of the factors that we see. I think my colleague is raising and
okay, I'd also like to answer the question, Ido. So one of the main factors that you should consider are the cost per acquisition, your CPA. That it's very low once you run this bot, because you are billed on a session basis and not on a click-through basis. Once you registered. Should also consider that it gives you your opt-in rate immediately, because we will ask you to, if you want consent for us to send you advertising and any further communication materials in the future, and you can go yes or no at that moment. If you go no, we won't send you any comms, and if you opt in, we will send you communication. Another factor that is very beneficial is the maximum reach that it has. If you think about how big WhatsApp is in Africa as a whole, and how Facebook owns WhatsApp. So if Facebook is also the biggest social media platform, and WhatsApp is also the biggest messenger platform, you get those benefits that you would get from Facebook as per se, as in plugging and playing. And you should also consider that the mobile penetration of WhatsApp in the country is very huge. There have been other messaging apps that have been phased out, like your BBM from BlackBerry and things, and it has stood the test of time. So that's one key factors that motivated me to invest in this channel. And clearly, I've seen the return on investments. Thanks.
Then just to add to that, so basically, when you run those campaigns, you have your marketing budgets, you run those heavy budgets on there. So now you can get value for it, because you are getting new opportunities, new leads, new acquisition. The buyer action is happening directly on WhatsApp. So these are, and many more are the factors that you gain from using WhatsApp channel. Then the next question.
All right, so does it only work with English vocabulary, Pidgin English, and other languages in Nigeria for our customers who are not versed in English language?
Okay, so about language, currently we can work with you if you have an API where you can have it in different languages. But at the moment, we only support international languages. So, but if you can make that happen on your own, we have APIs that you can use to make it happen, and it will work.
Okay. So I think I can answer the next question. Have you considered integrating conversational AI with other marketing channels or tools to create a seamless customer experience during the festive season? So let me mention here that GovShop, we've integrated with a lot of marketing channels and tools, right? If you go to our platform, you see that you can easily integrate, leveraging our API integration. So you can integrate with some marketing channels already. So we have the likes of, various ones, on the platform already. So, and if you have your CRM tool or you have any other CRM channel you are using, maybe Dynamics 365 or whatnot that you are using, be rest assured that, we can integrate seamlessly. So we are very big on integration. We are very, very big on integration. So that's to answer the question. I don't know if we still have any other question before we
Yeah,
call
I
it.
think there's one, is the WhatsApp linked to your personal business WhatsApp, or you need it, or you need another phone for it? Okay, so us being a brand, you have to link it to your business account and go through the relevant channels, because you can't really go personal just due to data privacy laws. Each country has different laws. So us as brand managers and digital managers, we're not allowed to be exposed to any consumer data or things of that sort. So using a personal line wouldn't be beneficial. But you do have people who own entrepreneurs who own businesses who can leverage this. So it's not just limited to big corporates or anything of that sort, but from a corporate perspective, we had to go through the proper channels and make sure that we had legal approval and that the channel was relevant, and the number that we'll be using was specifically for this. And another thing that we are looking at is also trying to use this for customer care purposes and also social listening and response purposes. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
and it is automated. Yeah.
Yeah, fully automated, correct. And if you have live agents as well, we onboard your live agent for you, all right, so that they can have a human interface with your customer. So it's fully automated. In the absence of no question at this moment, let me just give like maybe 20 seconds to see if we still have questions before I give the closing remark. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar. Messaging is the game changer for any organization that wants to thrive in this time and era. Messaging is the game changer. And that's the conversation we've been having since 2 p.m. thereabouts. You need to leverage messaging to play, to win, and to thrive in this era of business, right? It's a very vocal word. Business landscape is very volatile. It's very uncertain, it's very complex, right? So any company, any organization, or any business that would thrive, must basically leverage messaging. So I want to say thank you, a big thank you to all our participants for joining us this afternoon. Like Idowu mentioned, we are keen to work with you, no matter where you are joining from in any part of Africa. We are keen to work with you to help you leverage messaging, to address your pain points, to win in the market. So please feel free. We'll be engaging you. There are post-webinar engagements, that you would see. But please, we'll feel free to engage us at any point in time, and we'll be ready to support you as you engage the festive period. Again, thank you so much for joining, and we wish you a very wonderful afternoon anywhere you are joining from. Have a wonderful day, and bye for now. See you at the next edition.